Working out never used to come easy to me, but it turns out it can be quite fun. Now that I have 2 kids, it feels even more important to keep fit. They watch and copy everything we do, so I want to pass down good habits, but I also just need to keep up with them, to be honest. Oh, what are you training for? Of course, I knew working out can bring so many benefits, but I massively underestimated how much it can change my life. I found that as life got busier in my 30s, my fitness and health were always the first things to go on the back burner. Our 30s and 40s have been called the rush hour of life, and it truly feels like it. So these are 7 tiny health habits that I use to simplify my fitness that might help you too. The identity shift. I read this in the book Atomic Habits. When we give ourselves in our minds an identity, the way that we perceive ourselves, that can really impact the actions that we take. I used to tell myself I could never be a runner. I could never lift heavy weights. Until I read this, and it really made me start to check in with the things I tell myself, and especially those I can't. Because in reality, there are very few things that we truly can't do. After years of infertility and baby losses, I went through a phase of being really angry at my body for not doing what it was supposed to do. That's when I started running as a way to cope with everything that was going on, and a way to kind of shift my perspective on my body and to just feel stronger, to feel like I was doing something. And it really helped, more than I thought it would. Now I'm 2 years postpartum after having our second baby, and I've recently just started strength training. I'm really trying to rebuild my fitness as a mom after dealing with years of infertility, after multiple baby losses, after 2 full-term pregnancies, and I realized I don't want my pre-baby body back. My body has been through a lot. It's changed, and it will probably never be the same. And that's okay. Maybe my goal doesn't need to be the ever so advertised, bounce back after having a baby. Instead, my new goal now is a strong body. A body that remembers everything it went through, every little stretch mark and C-section scar that tells a story. And a body that perhaps I love more than I ever did before. Simplify working out. I've learned that if I want to have any chance of working towards my goals, I need to simplify it all. There are 3 things that help me stick to my workouts. Number 1 is making it fun. And it truly is like a break that we can detach from other things in our lives. Number 2 is playing an epic Spotify playlist to hype me up and get that good feel going. And number 3 is chatting to Jill. Who's Jill, you might ask? She is my new fitness bestie and personal trainer over at Trainwell. And thank you to Trainwell for sponsoring this part of the video. When I read the book Feel Good Productivity by Ali Abdul, it really opened my eyes to how much accountability can help stick with forming habits that support our goals. I've always struggled with consistency when it comes to workouts, so I thought a personal trainer is a great idea. But honestly, going to the gym in person doesn't feel very attainable in my current season of life with 2 small children and very limited free time in my day. I also didn't really know what to do with the weights that I own. Of course, you can browse online for ideas, but it's not really personalized to you and your own journey and goals. So I started working with Jill at Trainwell, doing personal training, but with the convenience of an app. To start, you take a quick quiz that will help pair you with the perfect trainer for your needs, and you can always switch trainers later on if you want to. I'm sticking with Jill, she's really awesome. I'm really not a fan of those hardcore trainers that yell at you. No thank you. If I'm gonna do gentle parenting, I need gentle training. Jill is the kind of trainer who gently encourages you and cheers you on, and she's all about female empowerment, and I just love that. So I started with my onboarding call with Jill, where we went through my history, where I'm at right now, and we set some goals together. I really love how flexible it all is and how I can always change the schedule or my goals as needed. So the goals we've set together for now is to do 3 workouts a week, 30 minutes each. I want to keep it simple because I just know the second it feels overwhelming, I'm less likely to stick to it. This feels very sustainable for me, and I've been able to keep up my streak without missing any workouts so far. I'll let you know how I get on in the future. We also went through where I prefer to work out. I mentioned that I like to do home workouts at the moment. I shared with her the equipment that I already had at home, but you can start with just body weight. She just creates all of my workouts based around the weights that I own, any limitations that I might have, and I can always ask for changes to any workouts. I've also sent her a few times pictures of videos of the workouts so that she can check my form and make sure I'm doing it correctly. Honestly, the human aspect of having this personalized feedback, the help and ideas is what really makes Train Well work great for me. I don't like any of those quick diets or extreme challenges to lose X pounds in X days, which is why I love Train Well even more, because we focus more on building those long-term sustainable habits. And I believe that's where you see real results that last. So you can take the quiz to find your perfect trainer and get 14 days of free training if you use my link in the description box. Never miss twice. This habit is also from the Atomic Habits book, and it's something I use in lots of areas of my life, whether it's my business or my health. Basically, it's okay to miss once. We all have busy lifestyles, things happen, kids get sick. It's okay to miss a workout, but I try my best to never miss twice on a goal that I set for myself. Because once we start missing one, then two, then three, that's the start of another habit that might not support the goals that we have. So for example, if I miss one workout, that's okay. But if I start missing a lot of them in a row, obviously it's not going to support my goal of being fit and strong, and it's not going to take me to where I want to be. So I love this habit because it's easy to remember and it's really helped me stay on top of it. The no zero rule. I try not to have any 0 days, aka days where I don't move my body at all. And it doesn't really matter how big or how small the action is. It really depends on the day and how busy I am. But I find that even on my busiest days, I can find a way to move my body in even a little way. Like maybe it's choosing to walk the school run to get my kids instead of taking the car. Maybe it's a summer evening walk with my family after we had dinner. We really enjoy doing that at the moment. Maybe it's a quick stretch in the mornings. Maybe it's a quick run at lunch. Whatever it might be, I try to make sure every single day I get those steps in and I get my body moving. It's really good for our physical and mental health, and I really enjoy either, listening to a podcast if I'm on my own, or chatting to my hubby, catching up with my kids. It's such a great time to connect as well. No coffee after 2 p.m. I am someone who loves her coffee. My website is named after it. But I try to limit my caffeine intake, and I have this rule for myself not to have any caffeine after 2 p.m. There's been studies that show that the half-life of caffeine, so the amount of time it takes for it to kind of leave your body to not affect your sleep, is to give it at least 5 to 6 hours after you've had your last cup of caffeine. I generally will have the last cup of coffee around 1 p.m.-ish, but nothing after 2. So this really ensures that it doesn't disturb my sleep and I can go to bed at a decent time that night and I'm not gonna have a restless night. And it's been a really helpful habit for me. Eat 3 proper meals. Being a busy mom with 2 small children can mean sometimes overlooking our own needs. And my goal is to always make sure that I have those 3 proper meals in a day. I often forget to have snacks in between. Sometimes I'll forget my water, but I'm not the kind of person who generally would forget to have her lunch. Otherwise, I get grumpy. But I do want to make sure that for those 3 proper meals, I have a balanced plate. Make sure I've got my protein, my carbs, my veggies, and fruit, obviously. That's really important to me because I do want to stay as healthy as possible. And I want to stick around for a long, long time for my kids and my husband. One thing I'm particularly bad at is hydrating. I constantly forget it. I'll be doing school runs and soft play with my toddler and running around town. Then I get back home, I put my toddler down for a nap, and then I realize I haven't had a drop of water all morning. Yeah, that's not ideal. So I mentioned this to Jill, my personal trainer, and she actually is helping me keep track of my hydration inside the Train Well app too. And as I started tracking my hydration days there, I realized that I seem to skip my hydration in the mornings especially. So I'll forget during most of the morning and then I'll try to catch up in the afternoon, but obviously it often isn't enough. Like I wouldn't get to 2 liters in a day. So what I'm doing now is making sure I carry my water bottle with me, especially in the mornings. I'll carry it with me around the house. It comes with me in my bag. This way I make sure that I get those 2 liters of water in a day. And I honestly feel like my skin feels more plump when I do, and my energy levels are better too. Yes, working out never came easy to me, and I never thought I would actually enjoy it. But here we are a few years later and I crave working out. I crave going for a run. So here's to a body that's not just strong enough to keep up with my kids, but hopefully also strong enough to run after my grandkids one day if we do have them. Don't forget to check out Train Well. It will be linked in the description box, and I will see you in my next video.